It's the TheGearTester here, and in this video we're going to be looking at the penetrating power of the 44 Magnum P Garret cartridges. These are over 300 grain, 330 grain, super hard cast lead bullets. They're traveling at over 1,400 feet per second. And we're going to see how effective these rounds, that is a giant bullet, penetrate a bucket, a 5-gallon bucket of dirt. We packed this dirt in, and we're hoping to see whether this dirt stops the 44 Magnum or whether it fails to stop the 44 Magnum and it pops all the way through the 5-gallon bucket. We're testing this bucket as kind of a hasty barricade. I was thinking recently about what would happen in my neighborhood if individuals started shooting firearms off and I was not able to get into a basement because my home does not have a basement. And I thought, what can I do to quickly manufacture some kind of ballistic protection for myself and my family members so that we wouldn't get hit by stray rounds or maybe even rounds an individual was intentionally shooting at us. And so I came up with this idea of a hasty barricade, just 5-gallon buckets stacked one on each other, just something like this, allowing for you to get behind them and have some level of ballistic protection. Also, you really only need dirt and a shovel here and some kind of container, whether it's 5-gallon buckets, milk jugs, maybe even a large plastic tote like those storage totes that you can get at Walmart or other large box stores. You could pack those full of dirt. They can be even bigger than a 5-gallon bucket. The nice thing about the 5-gallon bucket it is movable. We're going to see in this video how effective the Garret 44 Magnum P hard cast lead bullet is at penetrating a 5-gallon bucket packed with earth. This is the 44 Magnum versus the Dirt Barricade, a 300 grain hard cast lead bullet out of the Ruger Redhawk with a 5.5-inch barrel for those of you that are interested in that kind of thing. We'll see here what the penetrating capabilities are. Here the results of the 44 Magnum blasting through the dirt here. You see these 2 rounds off to the side, and I figured that would mean that these bullets might have penetrated. You can see this cavity. It really blew a lot more dirt out than even the 12 gauge 1-ounce slugs blasting through here. So you can see there's a lot of dirt. I can fit my whole fist down into the hole that the 44 Magnum's left blasting through. But the moment of truth is, did they penetrate through the back of this 5-gallon bucket? We're going to flip it around here, and you can see there is no penetration. The Dirt Barricade, the 5-gallon bucket packed with dirt, has once again succeeded to stop the ballistic capabilities of a round, in this case the 44 Magnum. We're going to see if I can find those bullets now. Alright, this is round 2 of the Dirt Barricade versus the 44 Magnum round. We fired 2 rounds in of these 300 grain hard cast lead bullets. They didn't penetrate, but we couldn't find them. So we're going to do this again. There we go, 2 more rounds of 44 Magnum into the Dirt Barricade. Well, it appears that my joy and rejoicing over the Dirt Barricade stopping the 44 Magnum round, and these are special, very hot, very heavy 44 Magnum loads, was premature, because you can see this is the first round that went through, the second round that went through. This is a little bit to the corner, but as you can see, the Dirt Barricade got blasted open by those rounds. And if you look right here, you can see one of those 44 Magnum rounds blasted through and fell out right here on the ground. Doesn't look like it hit the other buckets, but just looks like it landed right there. You can see, I'll bring this up here on top of the bucket. You can see the gas check right there. It was on the back of the 44 Magnum round. You can see there is a little deformation. It is a little bit deformed, but the Dirt Barricade has lost this round. This is the first round that has penetrated the Dirt Barricade, just a 5-gallon bucket, 12 inches of earth. It's packed in solidly. We'll see here if we can find the other round, whether that's out of the bucket or in the bucket. We were able to only recover that one round, that 44 Magnum round that did penetrate. We're not sure whether this is the first or the second one. You can see here, this is the first hole, the second hole. These were off, granted, they were off to the side of the bucket. But if you're going to be hiding behind the bucket, you can't hide just behind the center of the bucket, so you might be off to the side. They did blast through both rounds, and you can see here on the back of the bucket, the sheer force of that round coming through just split the bucket. You have like, you know, 8 or 9 inches of a split there from just the force and velocity and weight of that round penetrating through. Again, I don't know whether that other round went through. It didn't penetrate any of these buckets or the plywood behind it, so it wasn't moving very quickly when it did penetrate. It's interesting to notice as we worked here on the bucket, I don't know if you can zoom in there, but we've only fired the double-op buck and 9mm through these, and both those were basically at 6 inches or less. But we did notice that there were these first two rounds that were fired at 44 Magnum, again off to the side, there's almost an exact correlating example here and here. And I think that dirt blasted out on the first set of rounds that we fired into this bucket and allowed the velocity and power of the bullet to be expended, and they both kind of rested right behind there, and then I didn't even think to look there and just cast that dirt out as I was trying to find the 44 Magnum rounds. But the dirt Barricade has been beaten by the 44 Magnum round. This is, again, a very heavy 300 grain bullet with it's a hand-loaded round, but the 44 Magnum is capable of penetrating through the dirt Barricade, at least in the form of a 5-gallon bucket. If you like this penetration test, we have others like it already uploaded and ready to be viewed, along with other videos on shooting, camping, and survival gear. This is the Gear Tester signing off.